there. Hello, you good people. Thank you for joining us, friends, lovers. We're glad you're here. This is 5 Minutes with Robert Nasir. I'm Robert Nasir. This is Amy Nasir.
Hi.
Amy Nasir is the star of the show. Here's why. Here's why I'm talking fast. This is going to be a quick show. Don't we always say, hey, it's going to be a quick show, super fast. The show's called 5 minutes. It can't be much longer than that. Well, this time we mean it. Okay, it's going to be longer than 5 minutes. I'm guessing. But, yeah, Amy is looking good, dressed up.
Yeah.
Got the guillotine earrings on. Check that out.
Look at that. Look at those.
How cool is that?
Earrings.
All the way cool.
Woo!
Yeah, well, those came from the Curiosities and Oddities convention last weekend.
Yes. From a company called Grave Markings.
Grave Markings. Very nice. Very, very nice. So we're going to make it quick tonight because Amy's going out tonight.
Yeah.
So none of those hour-long shows. No, so you're going to have to listen fast because I'm going to be talking fast. Today is Sunday, July 24th, 2022. Holy smoke, the 205th day of the year, 160 days left in this year to make it your best year yet. 154 days until Christmas. I know Amy just wants to know how many days till Halloween.
99. 99.
Oh, you're ahead of me now. All right. That's good. That is good.
Backwards, that's 66, or upside down, that's 66. Add one more 6, and then you've got the number of the beast.
Sixes across the board. Speaking of sixes, 61 days left in summer. Hope you are enjoying the season, unless you're south of the equator, in which case I hope your winter isn't too harsh. But yes, you've got
Christmas in July.
61 days of summer left. Man, time is passing, and we are on it. We are jumping on it. And on this date, July 24th, short story writer O. Henry is released from prison. A story I didn't know until we went to OCon in Austin. Not the last one, but the one before 2021. O. Henry, the writer, worked at a bank. Well, he did more than work at the bank and got in trouble for what he did more than just working at the bank. Spent time in jail in Tejas, Texas. The story was told by Shoshana Milgram. If you haven't watched that video yet, we recommended it once before, but if you haven't seen it yet, you've got to see it. Her presentation on O. Henry, the life and times, O. Henry, Austin's Storyteller and America's Spirit. You would think, well, wait, why was he in jail? Wasn't he a ne'er-do-well? Well, it's complicated. That's why you want to see the video. Link is in the show notes for you. Also today is the birth date of Alexandre Dumas. Dumas, as we might say in America. No, the French author who wrote The Three Musketeers and The Count of Monte Cristo. In fact, I've recommended before The Count of Monte Cristo. We enjoyed the 2002 version with Jim Caviezel.
Yeah, the movie.
It was much more fun having him play The Count of Monte Cristo than having him play Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I haven't actually seen The Passion of the Christ.
On any day.
Yes.
Probably.
No, good film. And Richard Harris was in it. We love Richard Harris.
We love
Richard
him.
Harris. We miss you.
The true Dumbledore, and
right.
also the true singer of McCarthy Park.
MacArthur Park. That's right. MacArthur's Park.
Right.
We always think of Donna Summer, but no. MacArthur's Park by Richard Harris.
Yeah, leaving that cake out in the rain.
In the rain. Oh, it's so sad.
Sorry,
sad. Just bringing up the chat here. And the reason I'm bringing up the chat is, I love to hear from you in the chat. Favorite part of the show is reading your chat messages, but also, when I looked up the Count of Monte Cristo in celebration of Alexandre Dumas' birth date in 1802, he lived until 1870. That's a good long life for the 1800s. But it turns out there's over a dozen film adaptations of the Count of Monte Cristo, and what I want to know is if you have a favorite. Because I'm wanting to watch it again, the 2002 version, but I'm thinking, maybe I should pick up another one. Imagine if, for example, I had only seen the recent Cyrano film and had never seen the great 1950 Jose Ferrer version. So if I've missed out, let me know if there's a version of the Count of Monte. Everybody's going to say, read the book, and that's the right answer, but if there's a movie version you like, let me know. Also, this is the birth date of Robert Hayes. Actually, it's the birthday of Robert. I always say birthday when the people are still alive. So happy birthday, Robert Hayes. Born on this date in 1947. Of course, the star of the film Airplane.
Oh, yes.
And that's important. That's important because we've been having discussions this week about humor, comedy, being edgy, kind of crossing boundaries, crossing lines. Can you do that without being mean-spirited? Airplane is one of those films where they get it right.
Oh, it's really... But yeah, there are some scenes that wouldn't be able to be shot today, but...
Well, they would, but they would be considered really over the line. I don't believe they couldn't have been filmed today, but people would have been outraged. That's for sure.
There were some very funny moments in that film.
They have a lot of fun with, a lot of things, including, drug abuse and alcoholism and touchy topics like that, but even racism.
Yeah, jive talk.
Jive talk.
I know how to speak jive.
That's right.
So I can translate.
Yes. Also, it's National Tequila Day. Now, normally on National Tequila Day, we'd be drinking tequila. But Amy's going out, she's driving. So you drink for us. Let us know in the chat if you are drinking tonight. Unless you're going out too.
Don't drink too much. Just stay sober. At least, stay hydrated and have one drink. Just
Jim
one.
Ashley says about Robert Hayes, he started an airplane? Surely you jest.
I don't jest. Don't call me Shirley.
Oh, such a good film. That's sort of there are lines in that film where there's probably kids who've never seen the films, but they've heard all the jokes. So good. All right, just going through our chat here real quick here. A quick show. We're almost done. Well, okay, we're not almost done, but we're going quick here. Finally, it's also National Tell an Old Joke Day. Now, how do you get National... It's out there. I couldn't even find origins for it, but there's a different date for Tell a Joke Day. This is National Tell an Old Joke Day. So I had to look for old jokes. You've already heard all of my old jokes. Like when Amy told me to stop impersonating a flamingo. That's when I really had to put my foot down. Yes.
Good.
Take life with a grain of salt. And a slice of lemon. And a shot of tequila. Because it is National Tequila Day.
Ooh, wow. Is it?
It is.
Oh, it is?
It is. I told you. But you're not drinking. You're driving. Remember that.
I'm driving and
oh, man.
very
Maybe when you get home, if you're not out too late tonight.
True. I'm going to be out late.
You're probably going to be out late today. Who are you seeing tonight? Who are the bands?
Oh, we're going to go see the Psychedelic Furs, and opening up for them, strangely enough, is the band X. With Exene and John Doe.
Still leading the band?
Yeah.
Oh, John Doe's still in the band.
Yeah, I think so.
Original members. Very cool.
I do believe so. And they are legendary.
It sounds like you're more excited about them than you are about the Psychedelic Furs.
I am. I mean, I love the Psychedelic.
I know you were a fan of the Furs, but it sounds like X is really the thing for you.
I love X so very much. So I cannot wait to see them. And of course, I'm going to. I did peek at the set list for the Psychedelic Furs, and they are going to be playing a few of their older songs.
Good.
The very, very first. If you're feeling really sardonic and cynical, and you just want to drip in sarcasm and just be in that place. The first album by the Psychedelic Furs, their very first album, was really amazing for that.
Yeah.
But then, it also has some...
pop songs.
It also has
Love My Way was one of theirs.
Yeah, and there's some really amazing songs in that first album. And, of course, a lot of great songs that they've done. And I actually heard some of their new stuff as well, going through the set list.
Pretty good?
And it's pretty good.
Good.
It is.
Very cool. So there you go. We're almost done.
One other thing is that the Psychedelic Furs is one of the... it's very unusual bands, especially alternative bands, that use a saxophone.
Saxophones are cool.
Now, INXS had a saxophone player as well, but Psychedelic Furs,
although it's hard to beat Quarter Flash, which wasn't a great band, but the cool thing was, lead singer was a woman.
Yes, it's
and
true.
she was the sax player.
Patty Smythe.
Yes. So how cool was that?
Yes.
Very cool. That's the answer to that question. What are we listening to this week? I don't have much to share under what we're listening to other than we did do 2 other podcasts, which you may want to listen to. On Friday,
yes,
we did a show that ran over, and we're going to have to do a part 2. And it's already part of a series, but the particular episode was, how does one lead an atheist life in a mystical society? Mm-hmm. Now the Ayn Rand fans out there will recognize that as a bit of a spin on her essay, How Does One Lead a Rational Life in an Irrational Society? So you can imagine we had fun with that on Friday afternoon. Link is in the show notes. And then on Thursday it was book review time. And I'm going to be doing more book reviews. In fact, if we weren't doing a super short show this week, I might have tried to have my review of this book ready. You see the name of the book, Designing Your Life. This is going to be a good review, and it's a good book. It's, a little mixed, but it's good, but I've got a lot more work to do before I'm ready to review it. If you want to read it ahead of time, it is highly recommended by Bill Burnett and Dave Evans, Designing Your Life. There it is. But on Thursday, we reviewed the book, Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday.
I'm like, I'm going to stroke the ego and I'm going to kill it.
Yes. As you can imagine, we disagreed with Mr. Holiday, but my book reviews aren't just about bashing people I disagree with. There is wisdom in the book. There are some takeaways we give you by the end of the episode. You don't even have to read the book because we gave you all the good... Well, okay, we didn't give you all the good stuff, but we gave you enough good takeaways. So there's an episode worth listening to. Again, link is in the show notes. One of the things we've been talking about this week, because it keeps coming up. Yesterday we went to the Ann Arbor Art Fair. Now, if you're in Michigan, near Michigan, this is something worth attending, and you've missed it this year, but the link is in the show notes. You can follow it next year. Amy, you bought several things at the art fair.
Yes. I don't have them to show you exactly, but...
Well, we got some goodies.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got a surprise I need to mail out to somebody who might be listening right now.
Oh, really?
Now everybody's wondering, is Robert about to send me something?
There's actually I just want to give a shout out to, there was this one artist lady who did jewelry, chainmail jewelry, which was exquisite. Like elegant, exquisite, absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
It's called Wrapped in Mail, and it's R-A-P-T, and in mail, M-A-I-L-L-E.
So like rapture in chainmail.
Yeah, and here's one of the examples. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's something like that. But it takes an incredible amount of patience to do this kind of work. And she did charge a pretty penny. I did get a small set of earrings, which were really cute.
Well, assuming she has a website, I should add that to the show notes because people will want to take a look at that.
Yeah, and she's on Facebook and Instagram. So
we were out there getting inspiration. And one of the funnest things about going to the Ann Arbor Art Fair, I got to make this quick, but there's a section of booths. Booths and booths of art and art and art and art and streets and miles of art and you walk through. But there's a section of booths that they partition off, and it's right in the middle, so it's not off to the side, but right in the middle they have a section that is what we call nonprofit row. It's where all the political action committees and organizations and parties and groups and other nonprofits that aren't necessarily political all have their booths. And you walk through and, the different organizations are, like handing you a free ice water. It was hot yesterday. Hot in Michigan. Imagine that. Come talk to us. Come talk to our organization. And we talked to a few of them. We always talk to the Mars Society because they're cool and they're nerds and they want to get us to Mars, and I'm all for that. And we talked to the Michigan, not Michigan Rabbit Rescue, but the Rabbit Sanctuary.
It's the Great Lakes Rabbit Sanctuary.
Great Lakes Rabbit Sanctuary.
Yes.
And talked about bunnies for a good 10, 15 minutes.
Or 20.
And so we had several good conversations. And one of the things that got us thinking about, there was even a Lutheran church that it wasn't about the church, but it was about their choir. But it wasn't about their choir. It was about, they put together a choir that's an LGBT inclusive choir.
Out Loud Chorus.
Out. Get it? Out Loud Chorus.
It's the love singing, love the LGBTQ plus community. Need a break from usual 9 to 5? Come sing out loud with us. And they, my first question to them was, what kind of songs do you sing? Are they all secular? And the answer was yes.
Yes, even though they operate out of Trinity Lutheran Church.
Yeah, they have the space. He kind of alluded to, they let us have the space kind of thing. So they're not singing about Jesus.
So I'm not L and I'm not G and I'm not B and I'm not T and I'm not Q.
But
maybe I'm
there.
Plus.
There has to be an H at the end.
Yeah, I would have more sympathy for these things when they put S, or I don't know if they say S anymore. What do they say? C. Like for cis, which sounds ridiculous.
I don't like that.
Anyway, point is, I'm glad they're doing it. I think it's cool. More people need to sing. And what it got me thinking is, in the philosophy community, the objectivist community, the Ayn Rand fan community, we need more of that. So I want more of your ideas.
We need karaoke, community, bands, potlucks, all sorts of wonderful, fairs and things.
And we talked about this before. You don't literally want, Church of Ayn Rand, anything like that. But we do need more community, more fun things, more get-togethers, more outreach, more, every, whatever it is, Sunday night, Thursday night, we go to this place and we bring a potluck, everybody has dinner, and then we do karaoke for 2 hours, or we have a Toastmasters part where people can give 10-minute speeches, or whatever the thing turns out to be. So we did an episode of this show called Evangelism, What's Your Church? And I thought that was worth a second listen. Maybe you will too. Link is in the show notes. We also did a show a couple weeks ago called Standing on Sacred Ground. We should own those concepts. Those should be our kinds of ideas.
Yes.
Because life needs more of that. And when life gives you melons, you might be dyslexic.
Very good.
They say money talks, but all mine says is goodbye. Yes. I promised some wit, so I have to give you some wit, or at least some half wit. Yes. I was writing down the jokes on my new whiteboard. It's remarkable.
You're just cracking me up, Robert.
That's right. It takes a lot of balls to play golf the way I do.
Right. Something like that.
Yeah. And back in school, I failed math so many times I can't even count. So.
Oh, a whole second. Bonnie says in the chat on YouTube, when we were talking about the community, she says, gee, it sounds like glow meetings. Hint, hint.
Yes. When are you going to start up Great Lakes Objectivists again? Well, that is in the plans. In fact, we got together with, you remember Sean Albert, because we interviewed him, the outstanding instructor at the Henry Ford Academy, who has been on this show before. We were having dinner with him last night.
Yeah, he's a perpetual reenactor from around 1915. And had dinner with him last night, and it was great. And yeah, he wants to get his place up to snuff.
Basically, if we don't start throwing monthly dinners, he's going to. Actually, what I think we'll do is we both will. And there will be some place to go every week or two. Because also, good friends Mark and Kayla want to do the same thing. Point is, yes. Thank you for the nudge, Bonnie. You are absolutely right. We need to make that happen. We will make that happen.
Yes.
Absolutely. Real quick here. Excuse me. Earlier today, I was listening to the opening session of one of Tal Tsafani's Happiness Team workshops. And he's developing it. It's growing and it's improving as he goes along. If you're not already part of it, a link is in the show notes to myhappiness.team. Goes along with the book review I'm going to do for Designing Your Life. If you're into mentoring, coaching, being coached, self-improvement, goal definition, figuring out what your goals are, and then taking action on them, you want to be part of that as well. Where am I at here? 20 minutes in. Take a look at the chat here. Let me know what's going on in the chat if I've missed anything.
Oh,
there. I'm going to hit the cough button for just a second. Where is the cough button? Oh, there it is. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm over COVID, but still got a bit of a lingering there. So, but that's okay. Life is magnificent. Life is about finding yourself, but it's more about creating yourself. I'm stealing quotes. This is the wisdom part of the show, so it'll take me about 12 seconds here. Remember, Dolly Parton says, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. Because many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success and just gave up. And John Bon Jovi, the philosopher John Bon Jovi said this. Now, see if this sounds familiar to you. Miracles happen every day. Change your perception of what a miracle is, and you'll see them all around you. Thank you, John Bon Jovi. Now, what have I said? We are surrounded by miracles, not least of which is ourselves. He says, change your definition of miracles. Well, I've always said what miracles are simply the products of a division of labor society, the kind of technology which me, alone, by myself, deserted island, could not in a million years have produced. All of us are surrounded by all of this stuff. Whether it's things as simple as electric light and running water, or high technology, or arts and entertainment, or sports, we're surrounded. It's overwhelming. Magnificent. And we should appreciate that because Voltaire says, appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well.
Oh, I love that. What a wonderful quote.
Yes.
I've never actually heard that before. That's lovely.
Yep. From Voltaire, appreciation is a wonderful thing. It makes what is excellent in others belong to us as well. I didn't put it in the show notes, but we did a whole episode called Compliments. Amy, of course, is a master at giving compliments, at recognizing people when they deserve it.
Genuinely, I should say.
And I've got to say, if you're watching this show, if you're listening to this show, especially if you're in the chat, you deserve that as well. You are the best audience in podcasting because you're here on our
and you all look
podcast.
really, really, really healthy and fit. And
you look marvelous.
Yeah, you've got that. You all have that joie de vivre going on, that healthy glow, everything.
Now, what did you say about keeping it sincere? I mean, I can easily assume that if you are here on this kind of show, which, isn't offering you investment advice or the latest politics, then yes, you do have those characteristics, and you are appreciated. Believe me, we do not take it for granted. But we're going to wrap up real quick, and the reason is, you already heard, Amy is going out. Now, I've got a long list here of more jokes and wisdom, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to post a bunch of them online. Like, you need that. You could find this stuff yourself, but the stuff that's especially good for me. Again, short show. Okay, we didn't quite make it in 5 minutes, but we'll make it under a half an hour. And we're glad you're here. Next Sunday, you get the full Monte. Well, that means something else. You'll get the whole gamut, the big bucket. I don't even have the right metaphor. Tells you how much preparation this show got. It only took me a couple hours as opposed to what it usually does. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, Sunday, July 24th. You've got 61 days left to make this your best summer. Let's make it magnificent. We will be back next Sunday, but in the meantime, if you have suggestions for future episodes of this show, please put them in the chat or on the 5 Minutes with Robert Nasir Facebook group. If you'd like to support the show financially, with money, like I was listening to Yaron Bruck earlier, and he's getting the super chat. We can't do that until we get to 1,000 subscribers, so like and share. But our Patreon and PayPal links are at robertnasir.com if you want to hook us up with a little bit of love that way. Thank you.
And I put that in the chat.
Yes.
Yep.
And as always, in 22 minutes, did we really manage to keep it under half an hour? That's amazing. Sorry if you feel shortchanged. We had to make it quick, maybe a little bit fun, maybe a little bit funny, but she's going out. She's got things to do. She's leaving me all by my lonesome where I will, sit on the couch and eat Cheetos and watch television, except we don't have any Cheetos, but the television's there. Thank you so much for joining me. I feel less lonely knowing that all of you are out there because she's leaving me. So... You're leaving now.
For a few hours.
Yes.
Get used to it.
But this show has filled me with the love. I'm sending it back out to you because, as always, we wish you success.
Have a great night.
We wish you flourishing, an outstanding Sunday night. And as always, we wish you love.